We've got a horseman here riding right through town with these dogs. That's pretty interesting. What's the story with any interesting backstory here?
This is an adopted wild Mustang. I've had him for a year. He just became mine in October.
From BLM land?
Yeah, from BLM land down in Rock Springs. I adopted him off.
Beautiful.
From BLM.
A wild Mustang.
Wild Mustang, yeah. We're out riding him bareback. He wants to eat, so he thinks he got treats.
That's terrific. And there's a lot of guys like you in Sgheridan, probably, right? With the whole cowboy.
Well, I don't know. There's not a lot of guys like me anywhere. I'm one of the most unique characters you ever do right across. I better go.
That's far out. A lot of interesting things going on here.
People at a competition, so the best out of 100 get to compete. I took 28th.
So this guy was wild.
Yeah, he was a wild Mustang a year and a half ago.
He seems...
Now I'm riding him without a bridle.
Very pleasant now. I'm just hungry.
Dogs
I don't have any
alongside him.
I don't have any horse
Next to a train track, next to a truck place.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. He's standing pretty all right.
If he was a wild, BLM horse.
Yeah, he's 4 years old now. He was captured when he was 1 and put in a holding pen with 800 other horses. I picked him out of 800 horses.
Now, silly question. What does Mustang mean? That's
wild horse.
Wild horse, yeah. And you got these dogs.
They're all adopted too. They were throwaways.
Who would throw this? Who would throw this guy away?
They had to throw him away when he was a puppy. I just happened to grab him.
Who would throw this one?
They threw this dog away. So everything's been a throwaway. I take him, put him together, and make something out of him.
Terrific. All right. Well.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. My name's Jim. Have a good rest of your day.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Walking around Sgheridan.
I will. Yeah. Looking at the tags under the bridge here. It's the usual stuff. I can't tell who's meaning what. If these are serious threats. FTRA stuff. FTRA. I mean, I haven't had a problem with them. Here's a good one here. If you know Wingman from the show. 2008. I was part of the trip in Attack of the Stobe Hobo, but I didn't make it this far. It's Thursday, and I'd say things have slowed down. I'm delayed. There's no way I'm going to make it to KC tomorrow. It's impossible. Even if I got like a priority train, which doesn't run on this. Everything's pretty slow. But... this is look at this. It's t-shirt weather, finally. So that's all it took, just getting out of Montana. This has been a mistake in the past to drink this, but it's so far going okay according to plan. It's this nice tropical flavor that just warms me up, thinking about those tropical islands where the pineapples grow. When I'm up here surrounded by snow and misery. It's a really long walk to the liquor store from here. So I think I'm ready for a pretty long ride. I got this jug of wine here. I got another tall can. My goal is to stay on the next train to KC. The Pasco, Kansas City train is going to be coming in at some point. Oh, look at this. We got a stack train coming in. This is the Portland to Alliance, Texas double stack train coming through here. It takes an interesting route. I think it goes through the coal mine district. Not a lot of cars. I don't see any rides either. Oh, this train is not going to get me to KC, but I could get to Gillette on this train, which is the next stop over. I'm debating it. I'm trying to think of how close the liquor store is in Gillette versus here, because I'm going to have to get off again in 100 miles, but I'd kind of like to just get moving. This is a tough call. There's rides right here. It'll be a fast ride to Gillette, but it won't get me to, it's just not going to get me to KC any faster. Now I could take a different route to KC. It's not going to get me to KC any faster. It's just that it'd be in Gillette instead of here. I think I'm going to pass it up. It would be an impulse decision to get on, and the reality is that Gillette, the spot, look at this spot. This is decent. You got gas stations right there. Gillette, this spot is a lot further out of town. So I'm just gonna stay put here. Well, it kind of gets redundant to just show the amount of time wasted hanging out for the train in each town. So, but I just gotta say, this is what is basically making me not interested in doing this. Is just a simple waste of time. I got here 24 hours ago, and I'm trying to get a general manifest freight. There's only one a day that goes to KC from here. No sign of it. This is the biggest problem I have with the train thing. It's just too much time. You know, I don't want to wait here for 24 hours, and I don't have the time for that anymore. All right, finally eastbound out of Sgheridan. Way too long a wait in this town. I was here 28 hours and absolutely nothing came until this. I'm basically just gonna get in bed and hopefully wake up a lot further east of here. It's time to pick up the pace out. Just waking up here following morning in this gondola. It's just not really a terrific situation with all this wood. I don't know what these carry when they're full. I mean, is this just carrying wood? Railroad ties? Because it's not exclusively that. Not even the Gillette train is parked here, probably just waiting for another one to go past. This lightweight bag is actually warm enough last night. Things are starting to warm up a little bit. I don't think it's freezing. I can see moisture on the ground. Yeah, maybe it is. It looks like it's ice. So we've gone about 93 miles since Sgheridan. I'm hoping things will pick up soon when we get to Gillette. It's a lot busier line, and hopefully they got more sidings and stuff. Can make faster progress. This is Gillette, and I'm just gonna stay on the train for sure. Gotta get moving and make up for some lost time if that's even possible. It's definitely not the best a man can get, Gillette. This is not the best car because you can say it's not great. But I actually am pretty comfy here because I got cardboard. I got enough stuff to kind of make a little bed here. And hopefully we'll get out of town. I can stand up and stretch out and stuff. But right now it's going right through town. It's not a bad stop in the summer, and the weather is warming up. I think it's about 50 out today. All I really need to be not miserable. Got this pretty cool bridge here. If the bull wanted to find me, he could be in there, but he's not. There's the downtown. So right here is Donkey Creek Junction, and up in there, that's the coal mine district. Those tracks forking off to the left. And that's a pretty interesting area with, I think, 13 coal mines. It's a huge coal train staging facility here in Donkey Creek Yard. going on? Edgemont here. The crew change is way out here. You can't even tell you're here. I am going to try to get in the engine because it's really not fun to sit on a car at 6 p.m. and it's dark in the winter. There's no scenery. All you can do is basically sleep. So I'm walking back here and I'm gonna get on the engine. I just gotta say, you know, the bull, you know, the police, all that stuff, none of that is deterring me from being on the train, but I'm telling you, the trains are slower than they've ever been in my lifetime. I left Sgheridan at 2 a.m. That's 220 miles from here. It's now 6 p.m. It's not worth the effort to do this. I'm absolutely not doing any of these lines again in my life. The last time I did this, it was way faster. As far as I can tell, BNSF, everywhere you go, except the Transcon, is getting slower and slower and worse, and it sucks. I just switched trains in Alliance, Nebraska. This one started pulling out right when we pulled in. So we're out of here. I was thinking of getting off and getting some food or some beer, but it's 2 in the morning. I just don't think anything's open. It's Alliance. I just want to keep moving. All right, waking up here Saturday, and I'm really glad I switched trains onto this co-load. This thing seems to have more interest in getting somewhere than that last train. So this is getting close to Ravenna, Nebraska. Getting into already into where there's old corn stalks growing out. The western part of Nebraska doesn't have any corn. We're definitely getting closer to Ravenna and Lincoln. Milepost 218. I guess that's still a ways to go, but that's probably to Lincoln, that's my guess. So we've been going down a pretty decent length hill. I think all the way from Alliance. If you look here at the controls, you got this brake, that's dynamic brake. We're going 50 mph and he's braking. That indicates this is pretty steep here. So yellow is brake, and then if it's green, that means your throttle. And at 50 mph with the brakes, that's how it's been for hours going down this steep hill. So the elevation has got to be dropping fairly dramatically. Coming into Ravenna, Nebraska. This is the crew change. I don't know why they picked this town. It's a tiny town. There's absolutely nothing going on here. And this is the one they picked. It's not even close to halfway between Lincoln and Alliance either. But this is it. I wouldn't say there's any point to get off here. I've been seeing big strings of engines parked. There was a bunch in Docky Creek, and there's a bunch here. And maybe other places that I didn't see, but I'm just wondering if that means something as far as traffic being down. These are older vintage level engines, SD70 MACs. I wouldn't say vintage, but they're older than the one I'm in, so maybe they're just retiring these or mothballing them or something. All right, we're coming into Grand Island, Nebraska right now. It's one of the bigger, still kind of small-sized towns in Nebraska. I believe it's called Grand Island because the North Platte River comes through here, and there's a big island in the middle of the river here. So we're coming in. We're going to cross over the Union Pacific overland route line in a second here, and then it's straight into Lincoln. I think I'll have a layover in Lincoln, but Lincoln to KC is pretty easy. I'm not gonna hang out. Next train out of Lincoln, but I'll probably be there a couple hours. This is the UP east-west overland route we're going over. That's a really busy line at Grand Island there. It's pretty nice in the summer. You got lightning bugs And you got the North Platte River. This time of year, it's still kind of grim. I wish it was nicer. It's still got months to go till summer, which is kind of lame. This is the North Platte River. This comes in from Wyoming. You got the South Platte in Denver and the North Platte from Wyoming, and they meet up somewhere west of here. And here it is in Grand Island, Nebraska. It's helping my spirits seeing there's no ice dams. None of that was on the Yellowstone a couple days ago. It looks like things are moving in the direction of warmth as we get further south. Obviously, we're not going to see green leaves on the trees for another few months. Just so it's clear, I leave the DPU, you know, basically so no one knows anybody was in here, and that's the only behavior that I think is acceptable with the train, the engine, everything. There should be zero problem causing to the railroad with behavior because they're the ones giving us a free ride. We gotta stay out of those guys' hair. That beeping doesn't mean anything. That's been going off for hours. So don't disrespect the railroad. The ride is the only thing we're getting out of this. We're not punks. You know, there's been a lot of talk recently about a coal, you know, there's not a lot of coal going on. I don't think that's the case with Powder River Basin coal, which is all this coal. There's a lot of trains coming through here, and it seems like as much as I've ever seen. I've been riding on this line on and off for 10 years. It's definitely not done here. There's a lot of coal running on this line. I'm on a coal load. I've been passing empties every, you know, on average, I'd say 2 an hour going up to the mines from here. So the main problem going on here is that I'm starting to run low on wine. Look at that. That's like about cashed. The good news is we should be approaching Lincoln, and there, like, hopefully can find a Casey's and get some more beer and some pizza. Look at all these coal. There's no coal issue here on this line. Whatever people are talking about, it's not applying to this line. All right, coming into Lincoln. If you watched the Denver to Lincoln episode, I came in on the other fork at the west edge of the Lincoln yard. Now I'm coming in on the northwest fork. You can see the state capitol, a little tower down there. That's the state capitol. Nebraska State Capitol. Just about time to get ready and get off. I want to be off the train before we get into the yard. The train stopped a little bit outside of the yard. I'm just going to make sure, leave no trace ethic here. Looks good. Never make a mess, never do anything to let them know you're in here. And I'm going to walk the rest of the way into town. Don't forget to throw that away. That could get somebody in trouble. It's warm now. I may jettison one of my jackets for good. It's too warm to even be out, honestly, walking around with anything other than a t-shirt on. And that's that. Off the property in Lincoln. Gonna walk in. I need some exercise anyway. Oh, here we are back in Lincoln. I am famished. My goal is to be here long enough to get food and beer and to go to KC. I have no intention of hanging out here at all. I've been here tons of times and I don't want to be here more than a couple hours, and hopefully that'll be the case. There's a good amount of trains that go to KC from here. Probably 8 or 9 trains a day going south to KC, so it shouldn't be too much work. So if you get pulled off, I mean, there's the yard over there. They just take you right here. I mean, at least it's close to the track, so when you get out of jail or whatever, you can just get back on the train. Seriously, the closest jail to a train yard I've seen. So I'm gonna have to do something a little out of character here and drink something without alcohol in it, because I'm gonna have to get a moving train next. I can't figure out how to get on a stop train in the Lincoln yard. So that means I'm gonna have to wait at the yard throat for one to come out and make a right turn to KC. It's not smart to get on a moving train with a lot of alcohol in your system, so I got beer for the trip, but for now, I'm sticking with this stuff. Of course, the one-of-a-kind Casey's pizza. That is so good. Not sure what the story is behind this place. Make America Grave Again. They got urns, they got headstones, everything in here. Trump memorials. Look at that. That's like a 3 or 4 year old tag. Look at that. Yes. So I'm down here. This is the east edge of the Lincoln Yard, which is really the only place to get on if you ask me. The yard, it's hard to get into. Down here, you can tell which way the train's going. So that left there is either Chicago, or you could also go Sioux City. There's a fork, I think it's about 30 miles east if you go there. And then this is KC. In position, I'm gonna get on the next train that goes this way. I'm gonna have to get on moving, so I'm not drinking any beer right now. Hopefully the train will be here soon. All right, last leg of the first leg of the trip. I'm on a loaded coal going south to KC out of Lincoln. Hoping I'll be there in time to go to the bar. I got a guy pick it up. Got the capital there. State capital. We are out of Lincoln. Stobe south out. Right. It's the darkest hours of the night, and the train's about to pull into KC, the North KC yard. I'm not sure where this is. I don't know if we're in the city limits yet. Very close to North Kansas City. Look at that castle up there. Look at that old castle up on the hill. All right, it's time to get off. It's been fun on here. We're in Missouri. So we're still not in the yard. It's like 3 or 4 miles out. This is why it pays off to have logistics provided by a YouTube fan. Because ordinarily, I just have to sit on this thing and wait until he gets his ass in gear. But we got a YouTube fan providing logistics. So I'm getting picked up by Justin. Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, man.
Thank you very much. And, it's good to have logistics.